Oh yeah. All right, it's time to jump in our reaction, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with Akala's Fire in the Booth Part 2. I was highly impressed with the first one. Man, and I do mean man. He brought a message. I mean, it was so shocking to hear him talk about the United States, know so much about the United States that it's kind of like bad that he knew so much about the United States and what was going on in the United States that if you actually go to if you just go on a random busy street and start asking questions to actual Americans about what's going on in their own country, they wouldn't even be able to provide half that information. To me, that's kind of ridiculous. But how do you keep sheep, right? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get ready to jump into his part 2. I've been waiting on this one. Since they're longer, I kind of wait for the weekend to do freestyles, and because a lot of these ciphers and stuff, they're long. They're like 14, 20 minutes long, and I just wait till I have more time to actually do them. So during the week, I try to put out reactions that run like maybe 7-10 minutes, but on the weekend I try to actually do reactions that run longer than that. So I'm actually excited to see what he's going to be saying in this one, and he has a part 3 and a part 4. I'm going to get to him, and I've been taking note of all the suggestions of the other rappers like Low Key and stuff like that you all saying he's spitting some fire too. I'm going to get to him, don't worry about it. One man army right here. But I want to thank you guys for being patient with me. All right, anyways, enough of this talking, enough of me talking. Let's see what he's talking about in this fire. And
here we go. I know you gonna dig this.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Carter, brother, you know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yo, Akala.
Akala.
Knowledge is power.
All day.
Volume 1 mixtape, 28th of May. Listen, AkalaMusic.com.
Chase.
Tiny bit more vocal, please, actually. Listen, knowledge is power, always. Listen.
The scam, brother, the scam!
Oi, mate, my personal life's great. Some of you would love me more if I rub that in your face. Okay, well, let us run down the resume and have a little chat about Akala's living today. Big whip, nice yard, been all over the globe. Look how many continents that I have done. Shows, couple little companies, neat little office, everything going swell. Little bit of profit, built a business educating kids from the block. So far as I'm concerned, you gotta be a mug to not rate him. Own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way.
Still
just
my
a part
own
of
master.
the genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead. Since I used to kick ball for West Ham with my big head. Back in school days, wearing hand-me-downs from my sister, and gal was still onto man. Now that's some Ross charisma. As just a nipper, I took my first pull of Rizla. And who you think gave me that? Yeah, my bigger sister. So when we speak of struggle, cousin, it's yours. You know the same old madness. Working class poor, yeah. So may have won a couple awards. I guarantee you that my family just as messed up as yours. All the abuse and the alcoholism and drug addiction. Uncles going to prison. This is working class living in Britain. It ain't great. You gotta be kidding. So please don't ever get confused by me spitting. Cause yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a food yard, that's in your dreams. I meant believing in the madness they spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but
What is
from a
council
place of love,
houses?
never, ever. Cause I think that I've become above every young bruv you wanna judge as a tug. It's me, man, it's a little guidance and love. So I think that you're the mug. And why be smug when it's an actual fact? We all commit crime simply by paying tax. Cause we didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. With a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So when you see the youth them running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be abhorred, but we applaud. If you go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman that duppers you will probably get knighted. If I don't wanna fight you, cuz it ain't cause I'm frightened. I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're titans. I ain't scared of bleeding, I am scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. When millions murdered in the Congo when it's barely news. But
Barely
if a
news.
footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give a apparently I do not. The world's a reflection of your block. And if you think a world that profit from their death and be totally cool, thinks you're better cause you live here, you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. Then I pick my nephew up from school and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does
Right,
to our
man.
recognition of self. We grow
You
suspicion
young,
of our own intuition.
you don't
I
know
listen.
nothing about no
Akala
race
sick way
or
raps about
politics.
racism too much. Could
That's
you
my
imagine
friend
I
right
gave
there.
a
He can be
flying-
any color.
Cause it's amazing how many wanna claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you got sense, you see fights are joined and race, class and gender are sides of the same coin. So if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sister's brothers, but call it what it is, like Carlin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb shit on a superior tip and wanna act like cause I read I saw less violence as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your mental protection from accepting the madness of the system we are left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So when a Jamaican or Asians misbehaving, of course it's cause of their skin. Blonde hair kills a million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining, some people are so thick, but I prefer that than all of the fake grins. Cause it's the only problem, people claim they wanna solve but don't actually wanna talk about how it evolved. You are told, this country really, really yours, sir? What they did to brown people did to their own poor first, and originally in the States, working class whites were also enslaved. Though no one talks about it today. I
said that in the last video.
The system of privilege made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house. Cause put the darkest blacks in the field. That mind is with us still. $billion industry, skin cream and bleaching pills. And let's be honest, most people in my complexion to this very day still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's changed, then only educate me about Wilberforce, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish and Napoleon. From the moment they stolen them, there was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believed that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago. Literally ain't heard of St. Maurice nor Septimus Severus. They ain't studying the past cause they think it's irrelevant and attempts at pretending ancient Egyptians weren't African. Nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses. Even when them statues made of granite, it ain't one people alone mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts. The same Irish people you characterize as stupid during the dark ages, some of the most educated living in Europe. And did you learn the numbers you count with every day was invented by Indian people? I bet you didn't. Or how many million Indians fought for Britain in both world wars? Still you got the cheek to call them immigrants. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some that knowledge dangerous. Is it a problem that
about the
had a
Moors?
Renaissance when people take power over another group? We minimize their achievements so we can make it feel true. So if you think Columbus was first to sail ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too.
Yeah,
and
right.
For the record, no doubt I believe in peace, but not for 1 second and they'll turn the other cheek. They slap you, slap them back. Take teeth. The only way a bully ever learn is getting beat. Fight fire with fire, nah, fire with water. See, the life-giving force is stronger than the destroyer. That's why these MCs can't speak to me. No, all men are not made equally. My brain's made of iron fiber, conducting the livest wire. My average grade's higher than Oxford or Cambridge require. I don't want credit because I got a message. I want credit because I'm the best MC. Dead it. When I came out way back in 04, sister had just won every award. Most man would have done the bait thing, put big sis on the chorus chords. That would have been A-list, sure. Quickly I would have been famous more, but look how I came in this thing raw. Bang up the streets some more. If I MC then I heard me rap, I'd be like, what the? I ain't never gonna be that good, so I better not push my luck. It will embarrass me. Only insanity would make you challenge me. But I hope if we bump heads, that day that I feel like charity. If not, it's a beating, and there ain't no use in search of a meaning. Cause all it means is that you are crap and I am a genius. Why I'm Panama, I push the parameter. Can you imagine if I'm sicker than average? A killing with character. Benjamin Banneker, look at the marriage, a stamina damage. A boy from Britannica, got a look for the whole of the calendar. So cold that I roll in the challenger. Why you man roll with the amateurs? I'm too much harder. You can just call him Father Akala, but I don't talk shit like a pastor. You already know that I'm smarter than half a bloody disaster. If I ever start, I'll probably a prodigy, make you a martyr for these crap MCs that mumble. Then see me in the flesh and crumble. Never told you that I was humble. No, I'm not. Don't lie. I'm so sure in my writing ability that I feel like I'm finding divinity. Sit down and me rhyme a soliloquy. My agility, time in this military.
Now he's showing you he can just spit.
Your theme for the mimicry. Your team couldn't dream of the synergy that I've been when I scheme when a wicked beat. There goes again with the big words with best syllables. Get dictionaries out.
Yes.
That's all I'm about. Clowns wanna shout.
Wordplay.
Touch 'em, smash 'em in the mouth. Bloody professor, a man of the letters I read and I'm sure that I'm better. Never regret an endeavor to dead an oppressor. I think that the lepers that think that their pleasures are better endeavors than all of our pressures. But see me, born in a rage, maroon blood coursing my veins. As you can see, I was born for the stage, but I'll never be their cultural made. Some say that we're political, is what they're doing isn't. Don't they preach a political doctrine called materialism? But for all the Italian clothes that you wear, or German cars that you drive, or French champagne that we'll buy, will still be monkeys in their eyes. So why you were begging it? Who knows? Italians fight to wear Jamaican clothes. Italians call their own women for everyone's entertainment, bro. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the one with the codes that flows all over the globe. I'm bunning out shows, but still don't oil my chest and pose. Pose a threat to the power structure. Not because we're anything special, but because we're the people together. And that's the only way things change ever.
Oh my gosh. Akala just tore the building to pieces. I don't even know what to say. I feel like I just been schooled for a hot minute right there. Certain MCs, you know what? Like, I don't want to hear you. Don't call my phone. If you ain't coming to destroy a beat like that, don't call my phone or you're going to get a voicemail. Akala, wow. I don't even know what to say.
Yo, little story. Let's take him down. Yo, listen. Yo.
I know you gonna dig this.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day. Yo, listen. In a scheme of living, my life wasn't hard, but as far as Britain goes, I practically starved. Sleeping in a tracksuit, gas meter running out, electric cut off as well, candles lighting up the house. Looking in my mother's eyes, I see how she feels. The strain and the pain of just paying bills that ain't real. And that's how I grew, like so many more. And that was part of who I am very sure. You wanna know the rage I feel in my stomach? No, my mom and dad split up when I was still in her stomach. And not everything that happened I will put in 16s, but I will tell you enough so you will know what I mean. My boy's mother got cancer the same time as mine, but his mother died and mine survived. It was crazy back then. When I was like 10, already had the mental strength more than many grown men. This was a couple years after my stepdad left. Did he really know the crazy mess that he left? Because mum done recover from the lumps in her neck, but being poor and alone couldn't cope with the stress. My big sis fought, so much so, now I hadn't left school. When she left home, I was 13 by now, still a little kid, innocent. Next couple years though, will turn him to a militant. That is the result of no food in the fridge. And every other day you're getting searched by the pigs, plus these patronizing teachers. Though my grade 6, trying to emasculate me, yeah, turn me to a Anna. Don't mean a woman, please let me be clear. I mean a spineless man, because what do they fear? More than a working class brown male with a brain. When our energy is harnessed, everything changed. Look at Pac, look at Marley, look at Hendrix, look at Garvey. This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions. I see why it scares you. It's like, how dare you overcome obstacles that we have been careful to place in your way every step of the way. In this so-called democracy where kids get sprayed, blacks and the Asians, Turks and the chavs, crowded in council flats, living like ants. And who's more confused than so-called white trash, talking this madness about they want their country back? It never was yours. You should read more. What they did to brown people, they did to their own poor. But people's memory short, so much that I'm seeing black and Asian kids cuss Eastern Europeans. No pot to piss in makes competition. I fail to see how this is an effective system when cats and dogs in America and Britain eat better food than most of humanity, and we spend our technology only on killing. How is this more than sophisticated savagery? It was once said, the world is a stage, each person just an actor with a part to play, like the middle class kids and kids of the rich that have everything, but yet still they pissed on they coke and ketamine, strung out on. I ain't generalizing, look at the evidence, so go to Glastonbury any year, you will see. But unlike Carnival, it won't be crawling with police, this is London. The kids on the very next street had a very different life experience from me. And in my experience, they can't help but be smug after a lifetime of what they think's just good luck. But they're still more anxious and more thankless. Unearned privilege weighs like an anchor, that's why they copy what we do, trying to be what they not. They will grow up though and get better jobs and maintain a system that they claim that they hated. They can't fight against, they got a stake in this matrix. Hip-hop is just a fad to them. You didn't know? But for us, this is our living, breathing soul. And yeah, they might backpack in South America or even volunteer in an African village. But all said and done, when push comes to shove and hits the fan of middle class and British, and I ain't even dissing. That's just how it is. Most rich brown people are just as full of shit. So much more concerned with our cars and jewels than most of the world's poor looks just like you. So much more concerned with being privileged few. And who knows, maybe me too, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane.
Who's bad?
Who's bad?
Akala's in the building, man. That's what you call a real MC right here. Just schooled you, man. Please
Knowledge
pay
is
attention.
power.
Knowledge is power. Akala's just
The
put it
only
down,
power
man.
that matters.
I think we just witnessed something real legendary. I think history
That
has
boy
just
started
been
talking about
made in
the
the
Moors,
BBC
man.
building,
Y'all
man.
don't. Woo. Man. Y'all need to get educated, man. See, I said what he just said in that last video about how they treated the poor of Britain the same way as they treated the slaves. A lot of people, man, everyone is so quick to forget, but you always got to remember the past. The past. If you don't reflect on that past, you're going to repeat it and it's going to become your future. The past, I'm trying to tell you right now, they don't care about you poor white people. I'm just letting you know off the jump. You're seeing them being directed at us, but let me tell you, when push comes to shove, they don't care about you guys. Real talk. Man, that was highly enjoyable. I can't wait till I can get to part 3 and part 4. That was good. Man, he spit some good stuff. I want to see him do a song with like Lupe Fiasco, the Metaphor King. I want to see him do something like that. I want to see him do some features over here with some of our conscious rappers that we have over here, because he is very, very conscious, and you can see he puts his time into reading, understanding, so he can spit facts and truth that if you go look up what he's saying, that's what you're going to find. That's what you're going to find. And a lot of people don't understand, like, they took over Egypt. I mean, they've been around the world destroying and taking resources and stuff for a long time and making it seem like we're just dumb and our people only came from the jungles and I was listening to that Earthquake song by B.O.B. and I've listened to it quite a few times. I even reacted to it and I started listening to it, and he said something in there. I didn't even realize what he said until last week when he said, niggas live on colored people time. What the F is in advance? You know what I'm saying? And it didn't quite catch until last week, and I was like, that's what he means. He's talking about understanding time, like the calculation of time, having a time period, and how the Egyptians came up with it. They saying niggas live on colored people time, but they make it want to seem like we were in advance. I'm telling you, man, the lies out there is real. Okay, it is real. It is super duper real. And this is the guiding hand that continues to try to shape what's best for the world, and they continue to fail over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And we keep letting them do it. Like he said, we all do a little crime when we pay taxes. That is so true. That is so true. We actually are contributing to most of the genocide. Well, where do they get this money from to send these weapons to different parts of the world to kill off people in the Congos and to kill off people in the Middle East? We pay them taxes. That's where they get their money from. They're using our money to go commit genocide places. Anyways, I can't wait for part 3. That was good. And I don't really care what anyone has to say. If you didn't like it, go ahead, hit the dislike if you didn't like it. But I hate to say it, this is truth. And if you disliked it, you just don't like truth. So there's plenty of other reactors out there for you to go to who can feed you a bunch of lies, a bunch of fake BS, but you ain't gonna find it here at AllG'sReact. So hit the door, bruh. And for all my G's who did love this, for all my G's who are bringing me such great music, my love to your love, and your boy Josh is Nixon.